Hello friends, I am back with another haul and I have decided to make a commitment. I think I shared this in another one of my hauls to attempt in some way, shape, or form to share with you how to use some of the things that I cultivate from my thrift shop, auction, estate sale finds. And so I am committed to that today and I will show you a few things. But this is kind of a culmination of an auction and a thrift shop haul, and I think that that's it. But one of the first things I got from an auction there's more of these, but I just kind of pulled out a few. This stack of newspapers. These are all from the mid-50s. This is July 24th, 1956, and this is from a little town in Iowa, and it was their bicentennial newspapers, and they saved all of them, so that's kind of awesome. And then there's just a whole plethora of others that are in this stack. Some of them from the Kennedy assassination and all of that good stuff. There are a lot, and these newspapers are super, super big. Way bigger than they were, or than they are now. So I have a stack of those. Those are going into someday I'm going to launch some ephemera kits, and that's part of the haul that will go in there. These I think are really cool. Anytime you can find old packaging or anything that is a paper product like this that's actually a bag, grab them because they're fantastic. And these are thick, they're insulated. So I think I'm going to make something with one of them and then put the other in one of my kits. This came from an auction as well, and I was not familiar with James Hamill. But when I opened this book, I just could not stand it. It was just, his work is absolutely stunning. And so I did a little research, and he has several of these publications. But I'm telling you, like, they're just so gorgeous. Like, you could just frame those as they are. And he is still a practicing artist. He lives in Kansas City now. This is what I found. And I really want to know this guy. Like, I just want to reach out to him and say, you're the best. I mean, this stuff is just gorgeous. So I don't know. I don't know that that will be anywhere except in our library, but it is gorgeous. And so that was a fun find. This also, I have another one of these that's red, but these are tiny. And these are from an appliance place in a town called Perry, Iowa. But this is a bowler's record book. And I thought, there's a lot of bowling ephemera in this little kit. Here was scorecards from the Perry Bowl. This is a farm ledger, which I grab these whenever I can just because I just think they're so cool. It's got receipts, expenditures, and in the back it usually has like stock breeding records, egg records. I think I've shared some of these maybe before, but I always grab these. And then this one is really fun, as it's noted, fun fair. This was from 1946, but it's a booklet of party plans, games, menus, and recipes for small groups, for groups large or small. And so I think what we're going to do, our team at the venue, at our wedding venue, actually gets together every week for a team meeting. That's what we call it. And we do something fun. We've done fondue. We've done crafts. We've done all kinds of interesting things. We made charcuterie boards and a breakfast brunch. But this has like all of these different titles. And then it tells you games you can play, what you should have for a menu. So I think what we're going to do is try try one of these little things and have some fun with it. There was one, I don't know, some of them, I'm like, I don't think you should lead with this. Here's what it was. Millionaire Gold, cheese and mushroom rabbit. That just sounds not good, but some of them are really fun. There's a traveler's dinner, and it's got different dishes from different countries. So we're going to try that. That sounds fun. These are all just photographs, some from the VFW. There are, apparently the VFW had a basketball team. And then these lovely ladies who were sponsored by Stevens Floor Company at Plaza Lanes. And then one of them, I don't know. This is three guys, and all the rest are women in this photo. And it's from the Department of Public Safety. And then some young ladies at a party. This was really pretty. You know, you can't tell probably from there, but it was kind of separating that. And it's just got kind of a neat texture. I don't know if it was inside of a frame or what, but those little photos were really fun. And now I'm going to show you. This is from a thrift haul. And I'm not going to get all of these out, but I took some of the ribbon out already, but it's got some really cool old vintage ribbon. So I got this, and I got a bag of embroidery floss, which is not old, but why not? Because, you know, you can never have too much embroidery floss. And then a whole bag of seam binding, and there's a whole thing of rickrack, and then some hem tape, all kinds of fun things. It was $3.99. So what I did, well, wait, I'll show you one more thing. Let me move this out of the way. I got, and I honestly do not normally buy napkins, but these were so gorgeous. This was $1. In its original packaging, there were only 2 of these little ones. And then the rest is full of the large napkins with the edging on them. And they're just, you know, you can't tell, but they're just so delicate and so gorgeous. So I thought what I would do is quickly show you what I whipped up a quick project using those, and I just used Mod Podge just to make tags. And so this was all of the seam binding, and all of these little notions came from those packets. So I was able, these are covered paper clips. I did like 3 bookmarks and tucks, and then some of these I did not finish. And I was able, out of 1 napkin, so that 1 napkin gave me 14 different pieces of ephemera. So when you're out shopping, don't bypass those little old packs. And they don't have to be old. They can be new. And in fact, I wanted to show you these because right now, Michael's has their tissue paper. These were all on clearance. And I can't remember. I think they were $1 a piece, maybe. But they were gorgeous. And so you don't have to, you know, search for vintage ephemera. You can use tissue paper or napkins that are brand new. And then this one, that baby napkin, I was able to get 8 pieces of ephemera out of that. And I did use, it was not a really good example, but I made a little tassel out of some of that embroidery floss just so I could say, hey, I used that too. It didn't turn out so cute. But just those little cuties. And then one other thing that you can use that seam binding for, and I literally just threw this together at the last minute, but this is that seam, or this is the seam binding that is usually used to obviously seam something on a dress or whatnot. But you can use that, and you can either glue or sew it into something as your hinge for your signatures. And so what really is nice is that if you decide to maybe sew all of this into a book, it's very easy to sew. You're not going to make a mess of your sewing machine, and the possibilities are endless with that seam tape. So I have used it for many a thing, but I had like maybe 1 or 2 packs of what I had at home. And so that was a great find for me. So now I should be set for the next several years with seam binding. Now this next, I'm going to bring the rest of my tote over and I'm going to try to show you. Hey, that worked pretty well. So these, every one of these were from a thrift shop. And this is probably the second time that I've been in and have found a vintage books that are really this old. Now these first two, actually all the way up to right here, are not that old. This one's 1940. Oh gosh, you can't see that. Okay, let me move this out of the way now. This one is from 1949, Wings of Adventure. And I loved it because, again, it's aviation themed, and it's got some really colorful photos in it. So that's going to be probably the base for one of my aviation journals. And another one, this was 1943. But so adorable. And then this one I think is like 1936. But I loved the front of it and the spine. So this will make, and it's got really cute poems in it. So those are not that old, but these are all from, let's see, the oldest one is 1900, I think. Yep, 1900, or yeah, the oldest is 1900, and then the newest is question mark. It doesn't have one in it. But here's, this is these are both first editions, I think. Can you see that? Okay. That one says 1910. So 1900 to about 1910. And I'll just work backwards and show you. And again, so here's what was cool. This is, like I said, the second time that I found these at the same thrift shop. They were all packaged in plastic. They had a copyright written on the outside of it. So they were in great shape, and they already told me how old they were. So that was awesome. This I thought would make a great botanical. And, the pages are pretty basic inside, but cover, go Orange. And this is interesting. It's really rough on the outside, but it says the autobiography of an elderly woman. So I may have to read that. And look at how beautiful that signature is. Oh my goodness. This is also a first edition. But I love the font in there. This was also gorgeous, which would make a beautiful floral vintage botanical. This one was from 1910. And, no photos, but again, gorgeous. The Advanced Psychology of Hygiene. This one, my husband will probably want to look at because it's got, like, skeleton stuff and, the blood, the body. Little scientific fun facts. And that was 1909. The Bishop of Cottontown. So one of the things I want to do is a equestrian themed journal. I used to ride, and I have a love for all things equine, and so I thought this one would be fun. And I have lots of ephemera that is equine and horse related. These two, like I said, are the oldest. It's a pair. They are both first editions from 1900. And the pages are really heavy. I need to read one of these and see. I don't know exactly. Well, they're talking about Dickens and Tennyson, so, But I couldn't pass these up. Not very exciting on the outside, but they are gorgeous. So you just never know what you're going to find. And they were so inexpensive. I could not pass them up. So that was my final stop, and all of these goodies were part of that. But like I said, and I said before in my last haul, you know, look at things and start looking at them a little bit differently, because you never know what you might be able to use them for. And I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and anything that you have for ideas that we can use all these pieces of fun ephemera for. We would love to hear it in the comments. Please be sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe. If you're looking for a little more than just crafting for your junk journals and want to dive into mindful journaling, you can join us at torestoreyou.mykajabi.com for our mindful journaling workshop. And you can also share all of your fun finds and your work on our Facebook page, To Restore You VIP group on Facebook. So until next time, my friends, take time, just be, and have a great day. Cheers.